Peace, family. It is amazing to have you back here with us today at Mountain in the Field. We are really excited to bring to you this special formula for our cocoa coffee hair cream. Now, the special loved ingredient in this product is our coffee infused King's oil. Look at it. So dark in color, rich in antioxidants. It is great. It is something not only that we know caffeine to stimulate and awaken our bodies, but more so used on the follicles. It is really good for strengthening the shaft, elongating the hair, and widening the root. So as a base to our cream, we have cocoa butter and shea butter. Those are great butters, fats to lock in the moisture. We also have vegetable glycerin, which is going to retain that moisture by absorbing it from the environment, black seed oil, and arrowroot. You can choose any essential oils of your liking, but we definitely recommend rosemary, jasmine, and vanilla, specifically for their moisture retention properties as well as anti-inflammatory and blood circulation benefits. So to get started today, we're going to be cutting up some cocoa butter. Again, I love this brand. It smells exactly like a chocolate bar. I'm aiming for about a gram of cocoa butter. We're going to melt that down in a double boiler. This is going to be our fat that is going to be melted down so that it can actually work to soften the soft butters that I'm going to have in a separate bowl and mix that all together. Now with this one, I found a little comedy because my scale was acting a little wonky. I thought I hit it straight on the dot, one, and then boom. But anyway, we're going to continue. Again, once you get that full gram, these variations or these ratios can be tinkered with a little to your liking. Setting this butter up on a double boiler, we're just going to melt this down so that there are no lumps found left in our mixture. Here we have coconut oil, and I was aiming for about 0.5 ounces of the coconut oil. I did shoot a little bit over, but that's not a problem. We're just going to balance that out with our shea butter. And then because we are using arrowroot powder, that is going to balance out any feeling of excess oiliness or anything of that nature. So it's going to actually feel very comfortable, very lush to the skin, and great for the winter months overall. The addition of black seed oil to this mix is something that I truly love. It's really good anti-inflammatory on the scalp, and combining that with the coconut oil that we previously added, it's just going to work very well to not only maintain the scalp health, but it's also really great at fighting off dandruff and itchy scalp, and we absolutely hate that. Absolutely. Vegetable glycerin, my friend, that might spark a little bit of controversy in the hearts of some, but I really like this addition to the mix. Not only does it allow for moisture to be absorbed from the surrounding environments, and especially in the winter time, that's really important because it's already dry outside. It is a humectant, and it allows for you to lock in more of that moisture inside of your locks, and then it will just really keep your curls nice and bouncy and flexible.
Dope boy. Yeah.
So now that we have our cocoa butter all melted down, we're just going to add that to our mix. I did change out the bowls because the bowl that I previously started working was just a little bit too hefty for my immersion blender. But with doing this process, you're more than welcome to use a regular whisk. You don't necessarily have to have an immersion blender. It just helps to, kind of maintain that wrist health. So along the way, I did split the butter ratio in half just to get it started. You want it to soften the butter, but you don't want it to make it soupy. And that's a big thing, because if you have to repair or put it in the freezer to firm it back up, it just adds a little bit more time to your preparation process. And I'm all about time maintenance and doing things the easiest way possible. This entire process probably only lasts about 15-20 minutes. Again, if you're using an immersion blender, it is going to be a little bit simpler, but feel free to use the flick of the wrist and get in there with a regular spoon as well. So I'm not going to ramble too much about why I love arrowroot powder in my lotions and butters, but this is really nice because, again, not only are you limited to using this particular cream on just your hair, but it's also great for the skin, and it helps to absorb any excess oils, as well as just keeping your hair follicles themselves feeling smooth and silky, and it's not like a crunchy after effect. I've already introduced you briefly to the reasons why I love coffee for the hair, but I did want to give you a little bit more of an insider as to why this King's Oil infused with coffee is just going to be so great for the hair. I'm aiming for about 0.5 ounces of the King's Oil, but cedar in itself, which is the basis of the King's Oil along with olive oil, is really good for strengthening the hair follicles, and again, it helps with the scalp. So we've also added, as an after effect, I added some guar gum to this mixture because I did not want to use too much arrowroot powder, because I don't want to absorb all of the moisture out of the mix itself. I followed up with the guar gum because that's just going to allow for it to be really thick and, again, a very smooth, homogeneous mixture. or may not have noticed that I actually added a little bit more guar gum at the end. It is not a required step. I only added about 0.2 ounces, not even so much, but that was also ignoring the fact that it is going to cool down and thicken up a little bit more over time. So I just wanted to give you a little preview of the texture. I absolutely love it. It goes onto my skin and my hair so smooth. I love to use it alongside a deep conditioner or using it in my leave-in conditioner. And again, it smells exactly like chocolate donuts. So if you're a fan of that smell, I say all power to you and go ahead and make this recipe. If you want a little bit more details on how you can infuse your own oils with coffee, then we can definitely do a little breakdown video of that, or we can just list the recipe down below. It's a very simple process, and I really hope that you try your hand at this. It's really good for your skin, your body, all around, just good for you. And again, peace. Thanks for joining us today. Bye.